Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Wallace. I'm also known as Big Manny, and I'm a content creator. So I make educational science videos for students. So a lot of chemistry, biology, and a little bit of physics as well. Okay, so these are my social media profiles. That's my TikTok and Instagram. I'm also on YouTube as well. Do a little bit of Snapchat, and I've got a video here that we can watch just to like give you a little bit of a taste of the kind of content that I make. So let's have a little watch.
Please don't try this at home. Alright, cool. Man's got one lithium battery there and some lemon juice in it. I'm gonna react them together and see what I go on. So the lithium that's in this battery is in the form of foil and is way more reactive when it's in the foil thing because it's got a larger surface area to volume ratio in it. So that means that more of the lithium is exposed, so it's gonna react with the lemon juice and that in it. Alright, cool. So we're gonna fold it up now, yeah? Then we're gonna pour up some lemon juice, you know what I'm saying, yeah? Then we're gonna react them together and see what I go on. Alright, cool. Lithium into the lemon juice, yeah? You see what I'm saying? Red flames and that. It's a mad thing, cuz. So lithium, yeah, when it burns with a nice red flame in that. You know what I'm saying? Now, lithium metal can burn at a temperature of over 2,000 degrees Celsius. And this beaker is made from borosilicate glass. And it can withstand temperatures of only up to 1,600 degrees. That's why it started cracking up in that. You know what I'm saying? It's peak, fam. Man, gotta get a new thing. And you see all that gas that's being released? That's hydrogen gas, flammable thing, innit? Now, the reason why hydrogen is being released is because the lithium metal is giving this one electron to the hydrogen ions in the lemon juice, innit? And when the hydrogen ions receive the electron from the lithium, they turn into hydrogen atoms, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're seeing bare smoke in that, fam. You done know, man. Lithium battery thing. Don't try this at home, man. You know what time it is, cuz. Come on, man.
Thank you. So how did I start making these videos? This is me when I was in secondary school. I went to a school called Sydney Russell in Dagenham, and I was a very well-behaved student. I managed to get 8 A's for my GCSEs, and I got 1 B. And on the results day, they had like the press there, the newspaper people there taking some pictures. But I woke up late, so I missed it. So I still regret that to this day. Yeah. But after secondary school, what I decided to do was go to university. So I went to the University of East London and I studied biomedical science. And I graduated in 2018. Just got a little quick video of my graduation. Yeah, and then after university, what I decided to do, before I tell you, let's watch another little video.
Alright, boom. Man's got one apple there and some sodium and potassium in it. I'm gonna inject them into the apple and see what I go on, fam. So first, we're gonna chop it up into some little pieces and that, you get me? Then we're gonna pour some mineral oil on it. This will stop it from reacting with the oxygen and water in the air, innit? Alright, cool. So now, yeah, we're gonna crush it together and that. Now, sodium and potassium are both solid metals at room temperature, innit? But when you mix them together, they make an alloy called NaK, which is liquid at room temperature. So that means that it's got a lower melting point and that. Look at this here. This is the NaK thing, innit? NaC settings, bruv. It's bare bouncy and that, man. Some jelly thing, bro. But it's mad reactive, fam. I swear. Alright, cool. So man just use a little syringe to pick it up and that. And then we're gonna bore a hole into the apple so we can put it in there, innit? Alright, cool. Let's go, yeah? Oh my days, cuz mad fireworks and that. Bare smoke, and you know what time it is, bro. All that smoke, yeah, that's a hydrogen gas thing, innit? Flammable settings, bro. Let's look at a little slow-mo thing still. So obviously in this reaction, yeah, the sodium and potassium are reacting with the water inside the apple, innit? And that makes sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. And the sodium hydroxide reacts with the fructose sugar in the apple and it changes it into mannose sugar. Do you know what I'm saying, fam? Man knows what's going on, man. You don't know, cuz we out here with the science settings and that, fam.
Yeah, so after I graduated university, I worked as a science technician in the secondary school. So it was my responsibility to prepare all of the experiments for the students. I would go into the classrooms and do some demonstrations for the students, for the teachers as well. And that's really how I learned about all the science experiments from working as a technician. And then after that, yeah, I was working as a technician and I felt like I was in a good place. I had my bachelor's degree there under my belt, had a couple of years experience working as a technician, but I felt like I had more potential still. I felt like I could achieve more. So I decided to go back to university again. I went back to the same uni, UEL, and this time I did a master's in environmental science. And just got a little video of graduation. I don't know if I picked up my hat or something. But this was a pivotal moment in my life because that master's degree, yeah, it gave me a massive advantage. Like, it gave me a big step up because now, before I was a science technician, but now with the master's, I applied for a job as a senior science technician. So I basically got a promotion, and that was because I attribute that to the master's degree. I got that job as a senior science tech. Now here, yeah, I've got a little chart, and what it shows you is the ages of science technicians in the UK. And we can see, if we look at that yellow section there, only 12% of science technicians are aged between 21 to 30. And I was about 22 at that time. So for me to become a senior science technician at that age, it was a very big achievement because most of the senior science technicians were much older and more experienced than me. Because as a technician, you're in charge of some really serious and hazardous chemicals. So you need to be a responsible person. So that was a very big achievement for me. This is some pictures of when I was working as a senior science technician. Now this was a really important time because this is when I started making science videos. This was during lockdown around like 2020, 2021. And the reason why I started was because I was working in the school and I started to realize that students were really struggling with science. Like, basic concepts that they should have known, they had no clue because they had just missed out all of that science. So what I decided to do was create some science videos to bridge that knowledge gap that had arisen as a result of the lockdown. So that's why I started making the videos to help them catch up. Because what I realized is that science, it's not a subject that you can just open a textbook and expect to learn everything. It doesn't work like that. You actually have to see the experiment live, hear the fizzing, see the fire, see the temperature rising. Because when you see that, it's like, it's gonna make the information more likely to stick into your brain because you're anchoring the knowledge to something visual. So it's gonna be harder for you to forget that. So man, the kids were missing out on science, and then I made the videos to help them catch up. And like the thing with the science videos, is that, like, I would say, like, it was getting to a point where when I was working in the school, the students were coming up to me quite often because the videos were going viral, and I had to make a decision basically because the students were calling me Big Manny in school, and really they should be calling me Sir. So I had to make a decision. Do I continue working as a science technician or do I make the science content? And I made the decision to go with the science content. And it's a thing where, like, people learn in many different ways. Some students learn by actually doing the experiment. Some of them learn by watching it. So that's why I made the videos. Some of them learn by reading, which is one of the reasons why I made the science book for students as well. Some of them learn by listening, so I made an audio book version for the students. So it's just about targeting all those different methods that kids learn and catering for all of them. And that's what I decided to do. And then we've got another little video.
A couple of weeks ago, I made this silver heart in it. But as you can see, the shape of it is bare dead. So man's gonna fix it up and make it proper and that. Now, silver is actually the best conductor of electricity out of all the metals in the whole world. But it's not really used for electrical wiring that much because it's very expensive, innit? They use copper instead because it's cheaper and that. Now this machine is called an induction furnace, and it melts metals by using a magnetic field. The magnetic field causes the electrons in the metal atoms to move around bare fast and that. And the movement of the electrons in the metal atoms cause resistance, and this resistance generates heat. Now the current flowing through the metals is known as eddy currents. You done know, fam. Big up Eddie. Alright, cool. So man's melted it down in that. So we're gonna preheat the mold and then pour it up in that, fam. Look at that, man. Bare hot in that, bro. Orange settings and that. Alright, so man's gonna take it out of the mold and then put it into some water to cool it down in that, bro. Sizzling in that. You done know, man. Then we got the pure silver thing there, man. You know what time it is, bro. Man fixed up the thing, man. You know what's going on, bro.
I want to draw your attention to the way that I speak in the videos. We can notice that there's a bit of slang in there. It's quite conversational. It's quite laid back, like if I was talking to like a friend or like a family member. And I find that it's quite an unconventional method of teaching. Most teachers don't teach like that. They speak, they don't use slang and those kind of phrases. But I find that it helps to make a stronger connection between the teacher and the students will be more receptive to the information that you're saying because you're speaking the same way that they are. And also, my appearance in the videos, a lot of the time, you see me wearing a tracksuit, quite relaxed, got my braids in, yeah, just being authentically myself. And students, they do pick up on that. They do recognize when a teacher is being authentic, and they're just more responsive to that. So that's some of the methods that I employ in my content to engage the young people, because that's how I grew up. Really, that's how I grew up speaking. That's how I grew up dressing. So I just keep it the same way. And so since then, yeah, as I said, I left the job. I had to leave the job because, yeah, it was getting too much. So I left the job, and then I've had the pleasure of doing some wonderful collaborations. One of them being with Blue Peter. I went on there 4 times. I got 4 Blue Peter badges. that's another one of the biggest achievements for me. So yeah, brilliant team. Also, done a few interviews on BBC News and ITV as well. BBC News, they came to my house to film a few science experiment videos, talk to me about what it is that I'm doing, how I'm impacting the young people. And then I went on ITV News as well to speak about my book, Science is Lit. And yeah. Oh yeah, this one, BBC Bite Size, that was a very big pleasure of mine to be able to work with Bite Size, because I used to use them when I was studying in school. Like that was one of the main resources for me, like when I was revising for my GCSEs. So to be able to create content for them and with them, yeah, it was a huge honor, to be honest. Well, this is another one. I went to Polaroid, the only remaining Polaroid factory in the world, in the Netherlands. I went there to break down the science of how instant film works and just make it easier for people to understand, people who don't have a scientific background. These are some of the other collaborations that I've done. So one of the exciting ones I would say is the Royal Institution. So I went there and I did an experiment with potassium metal, because potassium was actually discovered at the Royal Institution by a man called Humphrey Davy. So I did an experiment called the potassium volcano, which is the same one that Humphrey Davy did in the 1800s in the same lecture room that he did it in. So yeah, again, that was a huge honor to be able to do that. Also BMW, that was a really exciting one, because I went to Germany. I went to the BMW headquarters in Germany, because they're releasing a hydrogen powered car. So I went to break down the science of how the hydrogen engine converts hydrogen gas into electricity in simple terms, just to introduce people to the technology that's on the horizon. Penguin one. So that's the book that I wrote with Penguin, Science is Lit. That's a chemistry book. And we've got a biology one coming out in June as well. And yeah, a few other bits and bobs there, but yeah, this is the interview, the ITV News interview that I did.
The important thing is you're speaking as many young teenagers in London speak. You're doing it in their language.
Yeah, so like the way that I narrate my videos, I speak in quite a conversational manner. It's quite light-hearted, like if I was talking to a friend or like a family member. And I find that when students see that, when they see it, it makes it seem more relatable and approachable. And yeah, because it makes them think, if that guy looks like me, he talks like me, he dresses like me, and he's a scientist, if he can do it, then why can't I become a scientist like him as well?
Exactly, that's the whole point. Now you have a new book out, don't you? It's called Science is Lit. I'm presuming then there's going to be lots of home unfriendly experiments.
You know what, yeah, these experiments are actually safe for kids to do at home with their parents. And,
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.